Hey folks, Dr. Bob McCauley. 3 of the best longevity products I bet you never heard of. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you find out every time I make a new video. It really helps me out. There are great longevity products out there. There's tons of them. I'm just going to talk about 3 that most people don't associate with longevity, and I just wanted to bring them out there. The first one is Mucuna. Mucuna pruriens is an herb. You know, it comes from India, it comes from China, but I like the stuff from India. I talk about it all the time. I do a 15% extraction. What Mucuna's got in it is L-Dopa. And L-Dopa is an amino acid, and it's a precursor to dopamine. But what happens with L-Dopa is it gets into the brain, and it starts producing a lot of other brain chemicals, serotonin, melatonin, and then HGH, human growth hormone. This is the only herb in the world I'm aware of that produces HGH, human growth hormone. There's a lot of herbs out there might do it to a certain degree, but nothing like Mucuna pruriens. It's really the best I've ever seen out there, and I say it's the #1 reason why, at 61 here, I've still got pretty much black hair. I don't dye my hair or anything, and this incredible vitality. You produce HGH, human growth hormone, 1 hour after REM sleep or after vigorous exercise, and 1 to 2 hours after REM sleep. So producing HGH, happens, throughout your life, but when you hit 40 or 50, it goes down dramatically, and we really need to have this stimulation of HGH to stay young and vital. So that's the first one, Mucuna pruriens. The second one that most people don't associate is a product that's called CGF, or chlorella growth factor, chlorella extract. So chlorella, a green algae, the most powerful food in the world. Nothing comes close. There's spirulina, there's chlorella. Spirulina is a cyanobacteria. Chlorella is a green algae. It is the strongest food in the world. But what we do with CGF when we extract it is we get rid of all the fiber, you get rid of the chlorophyll, and now you're down to the really hardcore components, the really, really healthy components of CGF, or chlorella growth factor, or what chlorella is itself. You've got nucleopeptides, polypeptides, nucleic acids, amino acids. These are the really, really powerful components. But the key in there, as I said, is nucleic acids. Nucleic acids are RNA and DNA. These are the blueprints to our cells, and you need to have them available so your body can assimilate them and then make the blueprints of our cells. And so when it goes to make a copy of a cell, if you don't have RNA and DNA, you don't have the blueprints. Okay, you're going to get a diminished copy of a cell. And then you end up with a diminished copy of a diminished copy. And this is why you see people that go from 30 to 40 and they age, and then 40 to 50, and then 50 to 60, and 60 to 70. And you just see this incredible drop-off from decade to decade. Now, it's no longer like this. It's just straight down. And because your body can no longer produce, split it. The cells can no longer split themselves and duplicate themselves accurately. You've got copies of copies of copies. And then we get into this thing called telomeres. Now, telomeres are these substances that are in the ends of our chromosomes, and they sort of determine how long you're actually going to live. So when you run out of your telomere, then that cell can no longer divide. So that now they're going to get that cell out of there. So you want to keep these telomeres as long as you can. This is what there's a documentary out there, Mortalis, I think it's called, and they're talking about these telomeres. Well, the telomeres are just, the magic is not making them longer. It's what you're going to do to make those things longer. CGF, chlorella growth factor, that's one of the main ways you're going to do that. So my #3 product is Tongkat Ali, or Uricoma longifolia. Now, Tongkat Ali is a tree root that comes from Malaysia, and it doesn't stimulate the production of testosterone, but it keeps testosterone in its free form in the body so your body can absorb it. Because usually your body produces all this testosterone, and then it's in the free form, and then it becomes bound very quickly, and your body can never use it, and then it's just excreted. Testosterone production is one of the keys to longevity and would keep anybody alive many, many years beyond what they normally would. You run out of testosterone, that means you run out of estrogen. If you run out of those two hormones, you're in big trouble because your body no longer can function the way it's supposed to. You're going to lose your inner vitality, your inner energy, your inner chi, and it's curtains. It's just a matter of just to show you the exit and you're going to leave. But you want to keep the testosterone up, and there's no better herb in the world than Hungkat Ali, Uricoma longifolia, to do that. We concentrate it down to 100 to 1. That's what we do at the CGF. It's a 100 to 1 extract ratio. So you look at three things: testosterone, you look at nucleic acids, RNA and DNA, and the production of HGH in the body, in the brain. Those are three of the great keys to longevity. One more actually is indium. Indium feeds the pineal gland. It is one of the main two minerals that's needed by the pineal gland. The other one is tin. But the pineal gland is really what we call our longevity gland. Some people call it the sacred gland, the spiritual gland, the third eye. It's in the center of the brain, and it really determines so much of our longevity. It's very, very important. It produces melatonin, which in turn produces serotonin, and as I said earlier, eventually HGH, human growth hormone. So it's very important that we produce all these different brain chemicals and the right ratios to one another, because they will cascade into this effect of producing additional brain chemicals. So there's always this cascading effect. We really have to have this brain chemical to produce that one, and it's the pineal that does that. So indium, one more key ingredient that you just don't generally hear out there. Indium, never heard such a thing. A lot of people also say gold, liquid angstrom gold. Is also very, very important for the brain, which it is. It's great for brain regulation, sleep regulation, but feeding that pineal, very important. Now, just a little aside, the pituitary gland actually releases HGH, but again, it's that stimulation of the pineal gland, and it's really the indium that does that. It really feeds the pineal gland. Magnesium feeds the pituitary gland, and again, as I said, the pituitary is what actually releases the HGH, and that's our master gland, is the pituitary. But these are all intricate. They all work together. I think we understand some of the endocrine system and how the glands work, and a lot of it we don't understand at all. Just like the brain, I think we understand a lot, but I don't think we've really touched, just barely scratched the surface. So it's important we just feed the brain the right things and let the brain and the glands and the rest of the body just work the way they're supposed to. That's my whole philosophy. Feed the body and let the body, which has ultimate wisdom, work and be as healthy as it possibly can, because it never fails. Dr. Bob, I'll see you next time. Visit us at watershed.net.